All right, welcome back, everyone. We are live. It's Zenith Online Racing, the premiere of Season 7, Tier 1. We are in Mexico for Round 1 of the Tier 1 Championship. Season 7 underway. A few cars out on track on their outlap already. I'm Arbiga, joined tonight in the booth by GP Colin. Welcome back, my friend.
You're welcome. Good to be back. I'm really excited for this race and this upcoming season for sure.
Yeah, it's good to have you in the booth again. You were here with me last week for the preseason test. Went pretty well for some drivers. But yeah, brand new season. It's got that new season smell. Everybody's got used to their new seat in the new car, the new view from the cockpit or the TV pod, whatever they're running. And we got Mr. Scabney in the McLaren, starting his first hot lap of Season 7. Let's ride on board with the McLaren driver. Let's get all this junk off the screen here. He's going to be the first guy putting up a hot lap, so we don't need to see all that menus at the moment. It's Season 7. Let's ride on board. This is a glory run for sure. Scabney's going to love this. It's got to go on the highlight reel.
Mr. Consistent, Scabney.
I totally agree. Really never puts a foot wrong.
He's got a great teammate too. This is going to be an interesting season. So many great pairings. Really looking forward to it. Yeah,
there's a bunch of new teams. We'll go through those as we progress through the stream here. We'll kind of touch on everything that's new and different for this year. First thing we should mention, 20 rounds this season. So we're doing 20 races. We had an elimination vote was done, and that was done, the tracks were put into pods together, and you had to pick your least favorite track from every pod, and that's how they decided what to eliminate. So 4 tracks dropped off the calendar. I believe Monaco was cut again. Unsurprisingly, it's a very frustrating track to drive online. So back across the line, Scabney 15.79. We'll bring that stuff back up for you, the menus on the side. Zamoglis on his first qualifying run, reserving this season for the moment. He goes 16.7. Thanks to Zamoglis for stepping up on that reserve role, filling the grid tonight. Another thing we should mention, 20 cars. It's the first time in a while we've had 20 cars for a league race, and we got all 20 guys here today, save one full-time driver. So really good turnout, obviously about as good as it can get for round 1 of Season 7. I'm excited. I got 20 races to broadcast, and it's all brand new now. It's fresh. There's new drivers in contention. We got Sharpshooter, who's looking to make a run at the title this year, been really quick as a reserve in the previous season. We're now on board with Rex, who's making his way around. He is got a 15.3 already, so I'm not sure if he's pushing tonight. I don't think he is. So let's try to find someone on a push lap. We got Fusions making his way around. He's pretty early in the lap still. It looks like he might be one of the only guys. Let's ride with Fusions for now. Riding that Red Bull. Had a big crash last week in preseason. Oh, and there it goes again! Unbelievable! Yeah. Unbelievable! Right, oh, he's so lucky he's not out there. Honestly, like that was... and Mavericks crashed out. Maverick has crashed out in the same corner, so Maverick out, and Fusions with a big moment there, lucky to keep the car in one piece. He's going to get that thing fixed up and drive back out. Oh no, he's got into the barrier again. What is he doing? He's trying to get out of the way for another car, I guess, and nearly, I mean, those tires took a pretty big impact. I don't think they can take much more.
Yeah, that turn, that's high speed. You get through the other parts of the S's and you get to that, and sometimes you kind of maybe snap that wheel to the left a little bit to get to that last line, and you got to be really careful.
You know, it's something that I have to give them credit for in the animations is like you do tend to see the car really leaning. When people push it too hard in these high lateral load corners, the car does look like it wants to let go, and it often does. That's something that you see, like we just watched RC through that sector with the same sort of camera angle on the broadcast there, and the car looked just a lot more planted. 16.2, so maybe not going quite as quick as Fusions was, but still a pretty solid time for RC there. And his teammate Adri is 7/10ths down, but heading out on soft tires right now. Let's see if we can get another guy in a run. Got that boot. There's a lot of traffic here on the main street right now. A lot of cars leaving the pits. So guys on hot laps really got to watch themselves coming into turn one. It looks like we have Porchy Dude on his first run on the medium tire. Puff Digital on his first run on the soft. Let's ride with Puff. He's in the Ferrari this season with Fuzz. The last time he was in the Ferrari was the Constructors Champion, so hopefully it brings some good fortune into Season 7 here.
Very clean through that corner. Almost tentative, though.
Yeah, he did look a little tentative on the entry to the S's, so I feel like he just probably wasn't carrying the speed he would hope. Yeah, it looks like he's backed out of this, honestly. Let's check in with Gibbon, making his way through the high-speed S's as well. Very tricky corner here. Yeah, I'm going to ride with Gibbon for a second and just go refill my beverage. It's a round one party, so stay on board with Gibbon. And we'll be back in one moment and jump to the next guy.
So yeah, Goofy's finishing up his lap. Right up into second place. Not bad. 1:15.4. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time. Got to be right up near the top there, I think.
Yep, P2.
Go back and check the... yeah, he is. Yep, P2.
Touched upon it a little bit a few minutes ago. Having a full field. I don't know if Tier 1 had that many full fields last season. And
no.
It can get pretty dicey out there when you got that many cars trying to set quali laps.
Yeah, I agree.
Fortunately, though, this track affords you a lot of space to get out of the way.
Sorry, just had to bring up the chat on YouTube there. I hadn't had it open yet, so if you said anything early, I apologize for missing that. Smoggless making his way through a lot, like you said, a lot of traffic out here. Just so many cars on a pretty short track trying to make their way out, and it is causing some issues. There's a lot of cars running into one another through a very high-speed sector of the circuit, so we might see a lot of stewarding done after today. Yeah, but last season it seemed a few drivers dropped out early on, and we just never really ended up filling the spots again, so there was consistently like 17 or so cars. Adri's out. Adri's out.
Same corner.
I mean, if you looked at his shirt in the Discord today, that's what I was trying to tell you guys. No, he's a solid driver. That's just bad luck. I mean, it's one of those corners where you know if you mess it up, you're not gonna have a good lap. So I think a lot of drivers push when they know they probably shouldn't have, and you end up in the barrier quite easily through there. So Rex on a hot lap. He is. I think his first one got invalidated. Did it? I don't know. He's got a pretty good time up there. So. Did not get invalidated. Where did Packer come from? 14.4. Where did that come from?
Wow.
Unbelievable stuff. Packer has been sweating for Season 1 premiere here. Or Round 1 premiere. Season 1. The good old days back in Season... Were you around Season 1 GP?
Way back.
You've been around a long time.
I missed, like, the first part of Season 1.
Oh, not bad. Yeah, I mean... If anyone made it into Season 1 in this league... Oh, no, there goes Rex! He's out! Another victim! Oh, no. This corner has claimed so many cars today. Yeah, same place. Rex gone. What? Unbelievable, man. Commentator Curse, how many guys have I been on board with that have gone off here?
Well,
Ferrari boys.
Jennett just started a hot lap. He's on the mediums. First car... in position with a lap on the mediums.
Okay, right on. So Jennett in 12th currently, going for another run on the mediums. He's up just barely on his previous run. Yeah, he's going to need to find quite a bit of time to make this worthwhile. I suppose he's just getting a feel for things.
Yeah, he
does like to do that.
A little cautious.
That's kind of his MO in qualifying. He'll usually do a few runs on the harder compound and then get out there on the softs near the end. The problem is if you make a mistake, you don't get any extra runs, so...
Right.
It's a dicey move. It's a Fusions. The Fusions got the car fixed up, and he's gone purple in Sector 1. At least for now. Stay on board with Fusions. See how hard he pushes it through this sector. Can he keep it on the track this time?
Janet did not improve.
He's riding those curbs pretty aggressively, but it looks like he lifted out a little bit to make sure he got through there safely. Almost out of battery already as well. It's another thing with this track. Like, you almost have to manage your battery in qualifying because you will run out in one lap. So many straights. There's Fusions nearly into the wall there. Taking a lot of track, carrying some good speed, and up into third. That's a good lap from Fusions. I think I'll be happy with that after nearly crashing out. Got to take that absolutely. Like, nearly could have DNF'd Wally there, so 15-2 is a really good time. Packer really untouchable at the moment, though.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's almost 7/10.
Let's ride with EVG Hotaru, who I believe changed his name from last season at some point. I can't remember who he was before, but he's Hotaru now. He's in the AlphaTauri, and he is barreling down the main straight, going to start a important hot lap for him. He got a 17-0 on the board, so he needs to find a little more pace here. Try and get a competitive time on the board before the end of qualifying. Just not looking super confident through the first couple turns there. So I'm not sure if that 17-0 is a banker or maybe just struggling at the circuit at the moment. He's up at 10th, which would move him up a couple spots, but not very far. Very deep through there as well. Yeah, just not looking great for Hotaru, so he's going to have some work to do today. Looking like he's... I'm
a little bit surprised. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it looks like he's like pretty inexperienced with the circuit, like he's not quite sure where to be. Or the setup maybe just not letting him be where he wants to be, but I think he was a pretty quick driver from what I recall, so I'm surprised to see him struggling so much.
I was going to say, I'm surprised to see that Portuguese dude is back out. Now there's only, 5 minutes or so left in quali. He's out on the mediums.
Yeah,
he must be going for one stop. He wants to start on the mediums and maybe go to the hards or stretch the mediums and finish on the softs, which is possible, depending on your tire preservation abilities.
Yeah, and I suppose even if you landed on 11th or 12th and got to run a good strategy, it wouldn't be such a problem. But I would say with the 16.7 on the board at the moment, he's a little off the pace to be trying to get into the top 10 on mediums. There's something we do miss with the short qualifying. We don't have that tactical Q2 where everybody decides to try and squeak through on the right race tire.
He invalidated coming through that scary corner. The last turn in the S's.
Sharpshooter now putting a lap up. He looks like he's just about 2/10 up.
And Portuguese into the wall and out.
Portuguese in the wall. Apologies for the cough there. That came out of nowhere. I've been feeling totally fine all day, so just kind of like one of those moments where you inhaled at the wrong time and caught yourself. Sharpshooter, though, 14.8, so he's within reach. He could maybe make a dent in Packer's run here, but Packer looks like it's going to be a one and done for Packer. Is he just going to sit in the garage, or he'll probably do one more run just to make sure? That's Packer's MO, but to start season 7 like this, to be Packer just like 4/10 up here, and it's a pretty short lap. That's quite a big gap.
If I were him, I'd probably sit tight and save that extra set of softs for the race.
Yeah, safety cars, yeah.
Yep. I mean, we've seen enough spins on that in the middle of Sector 2 there.
Okay, Hotaru is Hayden from last season, if you remember that name.
There we go. Yep.
And he's just let me know that he's taken the line off. So kudos to you, Hotaru. That's very commendable, and that explains why you appear to be struggling. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure this guy, I can't remember exactly who it was last season, but I remember him being a fairly quick driver. So I was a little surprised to see you struggling so much, but good luck out there. And no line. Anyone who runs with no assists is, and if you're in Tier 1 running no assists, like, you are a very, very good driver. So I love that. I'm actually real happy. I'm going to keep an eye on you all season and see how you improve. something we saw with T-Money over the last couple seasons. T-Money had a big improvement over the last 2 seasons since he dropped that line, and he's been sticking with it, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, and T-Money drives cockpit view, which is another challenge in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to be able to race that way, but it's not very easy. You don't have that peripheral vision.
Fusions is getting a slipstream from Sharpshooter down the straight here. It's giving him a tow. Let's see how this lap goes. We got to stay with Fusions now. Sharpshooter and Fusions, and that PWR team working together to try and get both cars into the top 3 here. Let's see if Fusions can gain. Let's see how much he's up in Sector 1. He's got to get a nice slipstream there. 2.5 tenths up. That will put him just ahead of Goofy Gibbon. So he could be behind his teammate here.
Great turn.
He had that moment earlier through this sector. See how aggressive he is.
Really
aggressive, but he kept it on the road. That was really well done. I think this is going to pay off for Fusions big time. Yeah, he's up 4 tenths. He might even jump his teammate here. He's going to get a little slipstream from Scavney towards the line as well. Maybe just dirty air, really. He's not going to get much of a tow here, is he? He hugs the line very tight.
Brave.
Whoa, yeah, he jumps his teammate. Great job from the Red Bull guys there. They're currently 2 and 3. Packer has not come out of the pits. I think he's content to stay there with that 14.4. I think he knows that no one's going to touch that. Got some confidence early in the season.
Yeah, that's great though. We got 3 guys in the 114. So at first, after Packer set that time, he had about 7 tenths on second place.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how much more pace Packer has though with the track improving. Like Packer easily maybe 14 flat here, so it's concerning for the race. But I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen Packer just scamper off out front. So if it happens today, I guess it would be a welcome sight in a sense. On board with Goofy Gibbon. He's gone into the pit, so he's done. Smoglis currently P12, trying to improve here. Puff currently P11, so he's probably... It looks like he did 3 laps on the soft, so it looks like he was almost trying to intentionally start 11th, which is probably not a bad call. But Zamoglis pips him for 11th, so Zamoglis starting 11th. Puff's 12th. T-Money is going to start 10th by 8 thousandths, I'm sure, or 9 thousandths.
He's not going to be happy.
No, I'm sure he was trying to aim for that 11th spot too. It's a tricky game to play if you're actually going for it. If you know you're not going to be in the top 5, it's like, all right, well, maybe I'll try to just squeak into the 11th or 10th spot there.
Yeah, it seems more often than not you're in P10 and you're looking to see who's left across the line, and you're hoping that the one guy that is left has a successful lap.
It looks like that's it for qualifying. So we got Packer, who was a one and done, I believe. 14.4 on pole position. Fusions jumps his teammate Sharpshooter with a nice slipstream. He starts P2. Sharpshooter really is going to get the slipstream at the beginning of the race, though. So Sharpshooter starting 3rd. We'll run you through the rest of the order in a moment. So, obviously a lot to go over for this season. And, well, I guess we'll just run you through the next few races on the calendar real quick, so there's no standings to really go through. We'll do that in a moment. Jinnit starts 4th. Beck is 5th. There's Jinnit out of nowhere. There he is. 4th place. Beck starting 5th. Scavney 6th. Goofy Gibbon 7th. Rex 8th. Fuzz 9th. T-Money 10th. So, I mean, we've got some really quality drivers starting around the 10th position. It just shows you the depth of the field here in Tier 1. And I think it's even a little bit better this season because there was a few swaps from last year, so I think it's even more well balanced. Like, we're probably going to see some serious scraps for like P13, P14, stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree. Up and down the grid.
So this week we're running Mexico, obviously. Next week we go to Azerbaijan for the Baku Grand Prix. And then we'll move on to Imola, which I'm very excited to see for the first time in a league race. That's going to be something we've never done in any game as a league, so that's going to be very interesting to see. Hopefully we can get a good turnout for that. Russia is February 7th, and then we're going to have a 2-week break, and we'll return with Abu Dhabi February 21st. The 28th of February, we run Britain. Belgium is March 7th. Italy, Monza will be March 21st. The 28th, we go to Brazil. 4th of April, we're going to China. And then we go over to Japan the week after for April 11th. The 25th of April, the Netherlands. 2nd of May, we're in Bahrain. There was a... No, the next gap is... Where's the next gap?
You just passed it. It
was the Japan to Netherlands gap, yeah. So Japan, there's a 2-week break to Netherlands, and then we're Netherlands, Bahrain, Portugal, May 9th, and then the 16th of May, we go to USA. And then we have France. The 23rd of May, the 6th of June, we go to Canada. 13th of June, Hungary. Very close to the actual Canadian Grand Prix. And then the 20th of June is Singapore and Saudi Arabia to finish the season, which is going to be really interesting because that is a track no one's going to know. The title could be on the line, and it's a street circuit with walls very, very close to the edge. We know how dangerous it looked this season in F1, and we're going to see the guys finish the season there. So, if it's been anything like the last couple of years, the title will probably be decided before then, but if it's in the balance heading into Saudi Arabia, it's going to be very interesting. And really, if you look at the end of the calendar, it's Singapore and then Saudi Arabia, and those are tracks that guys struggle with. So you got to do damage early if you're looking to secure a championship or constructors in Season 7. You got to get the results early on because some of these tracks are very unforgiving towards the end. Even Canada, really. I mean, Canada, Singapore, and Saudi Arabia, 3 out of the last 4 races. No room for error.
Consistency, obviously, is the name of the game. You don't need to win very many races so long as you are consistently finishing races and finishing in the points, and obviously preferably in the top 5 or so, but you don't need to go for broke for every race. You just need to finish every race and try to finish strong, finish in the points, and move on to the next one.
Yeah, I think it depends on your own expectations for what you expect in the season, right? If you're Packer, Sharpshooter, Jinnit, like these guys are winning races, they're former champions. The Sharpshooter's not a former champion, but he's been very quick so far with us. So, on the formation lap, I forgot to get through the whole order here, so I'm just going to run you through real quick. Goofy Gibbons 7th, and Rex is 8th, Fuzz 9th, T-Money 10th, Zamoglis is 11th, Puff Digital starts 12th, RC is 13th. Let's get the tires up for you. RC 13th, Hotara's gone softs on 14th, No Mercy is 15th, Baboon starting 16th, Joshua 17th. So where do you think Joshua's going to finish? We know he's very strong in races, something we touched on last week. He'll be starting 17th, and then Portudude, Adri, and Maverick ran out the grid. What do you think for Joshua? You think he can get some points today?
Absolutely. I think this is his. This is part of his plan. He wanted to start on the mediums. He's not overly concerned with the exact position. I mean, he probably wanted to start a little bit higher, but no, I see him finishing strong, probably around 5th place.
5th place, eh? Okay. I'm going to say Puff Digital gets a couple points today. Thinking like a P9, P8 finish. Nope, Fusions and Beck have touched somehow, even though they're 3 cars apart. How on earth did that happen? Anyways.
You know, I got to give Fuzz some love here, and I'm going to pick Fuzz to finish on the podium. just because.
What about
First race of the
Adri?
season.
Adri starting P19. Looked really good last week, and now he's starting second to last. Maverick as well, 20th. You think Adri and Maverick can get into the points? They're on the right tire. You think they can make some overtakes and get up into the points today? There's a lot of guys that deserve to be in the points, from my own experience calling this tier, that aren't going to get there because there's too many guys that deserve it today. And this is season 7 of Zenith Online Racing. I can't believe we're here. Season 7 and round 1. We're at Mexico. Got a mixed up calendar this season. We're going 20 rounds. I'm Arbiga. GP calling alongside me. It's round 1 of Tier 1. Let's get this thing fired up. Three, 4, and 5 lights are on. And Season 7 is underway. Zenith Online Racing, Round 1, Tier 1. Let's go. Red Bull boys looking good. Packer absolutely launches off the line. Trying to break that slipstream early. Heading into Turn 1, we got a few cars side by side. Let's try to stay with the action here. 3 wide there. McLaren, Alpha, and a Mercedes. Oh, and there's a big moment for the Red Bull. That's Fusion's gone round. Fusion's out of place already. After great qualifying, great teamwork with his teammate. And Rex going down the inside gets by Sharpshooter. So Rex up into P2 now.
Ooh. T-Money on the inside of Fuzz.
Yeah,
Almost
side by
went around.
side there. Board with Fuzz right now, looking back behind us. Everybody's cold tires trying to get through lap 1 safely. Jinnit with a huge moment. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Jinnit, it was Beck. It looked like Jinnit was just reacting to Beck, and there goes Porchy Dude. All the way up into P8 already on those medium tires. Great start for Porchy Dude. We got Hotaru. Wow, Hotaru, no line, up in P5 currently. Where did he start?
So he's up 9 positions, and that Portuguese is up 10.
And there he goes, making that overtake. He doesn't need a racing line. Hotaru up into P4, gains 10 spots. Starting lap 2, Porchy Dude up 10 spots as well. Unbelievable starts from those guys. And Rex as well up 6 places. That slipstream, they must have just been in the perfect spot to get the best tow possible. And then just sort of navigated all the chaos there. Great job from these drivers getting up the field early.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. 4-5 wide coming down the end of the front straight. Everybody got through.
Still 20 cars running. A couple of guys have had incidents, but safety car can erase those deficits quickly. We have a moment, yellow flag. It looks like Beck's had a moment. Yeah, it is Beck. Just getting his car recovered now.
Yeah, Beck's on the hard tires. I don't know how good those are here. They'll obviously go a long ways, but...
Yeah, spinning them in turn 2, probably not the greatest way to warm them up. Scavney, very closely followed by Goofy Gibbon right now, and he's got Jinnit in tow as well. So Scavney, Mr. Consistency, as you said, trying to hang on here. T-Money pits early. Not much of a slipstream here for Gibbon. He's maybe Scavney running some good top speed trim here. And Gibbon struggling to close, although he's much closer this time, and that will help. He is seeming to fall back a bit, though. I think Scavney might have a good top speed setup, because he is chasing Hotaru as well. I'm going to stay with this battle here for P4. The rest of the field's starting to spread a tad, but there is some good gaps down in outside the points there. Puff, followed closely by Joshua, Baboon, Fusions, Maverick, RC, Adri, all within reach of points here. There we go. We've got, what, 6 cars in contention here for P4, and there goes a move from Goofy Gibbon. Oh, and they've touched. Scavney and Gibbon collide there on the chicane, and I don't know. Gibbon looked like he's held his line pretty solidly. I think Scavney maybe just got a little loose there, and it's put him under serious threat here. Jinnett looking to make a move, but look how quick Scavney is down the straights. I think he's running a really low wing here, because he's able to compete with Jinnett with DRS here.
Incredible driving. Josh, Fuzz, and Baboon. Incredible. The way Fusion just came out of nowhere and passed both of them.
The Ferrari all over the back of the McLaren and the Haas. We're going to have 3 cars into this corner going for position here. And Scavney goes very deep. Oh, they're squeezed. The Ferrari. The Ferrari. And the McLaren squeezed the Haas of Porsche, dude. And Scavney ends up the loser of the 3. It's dropped down to P9 suddenly.
Live to fight another day, Scavney.
Oh, no, Jinnett's out. Oh. The Tier 1 champion has crashed out in round 1, and that's a virtual safety car.
Oh.
Is that going to trigger some pit stops here for the soft guys, do you think? I don't know. It might be too early for VS. Oh, it's a safety car. It's a safety car.
Oh, then they're probably definitely going to come in.
Absolutely. If you're on mediums, you got to stay out, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, you might now get, 1 stop from mediums to softs if things go your way.
I agree. I think the medium guys stay out. Porsche stayed out. What about the rest of the medium guys? It looks like they're all staying out. Soft guys diving in. We've got everybody putting mediums on. I don't think those are going to the end.
Yeah, no.
The hard's probably not going to the end from here either, though, is it? You probably just go medium, and just be as quick as you can. I think the mediums are the best tire here. If you put hards on now, you're not getting to the end anyway. So is that really an advantageous move?
I think it's a great bet to go with the mediums now, and carry them as long as you can, and you should be able to go to the softs at the end. But also, if there is a safety car, that plays into your hand as well. You might the softs should be able to go 10 laps, depending on your ability to preserve your tires. They could go a little longer. I don't know how these guys, their tire wear is, but there will definitely be another safety car or VSC.
So yeah, there will be more than likely an opportunity for people to swap those tires out again. I think, if you put the hards on, you're going to be hard pressed to take them 29 laps safely. So mediums seem to make sense, and like you said, you can extend them, put a set of softs on to finish the race, or maybe you throw another set of mediums on if the opportunity arises. Maybe a VSC and you're near the pit entry, you just jump in there quick, fresh mediums, and get back out there.
Now this is a poor start for Jinnett, obviously. I think Jinnett was winning races right from the get-go at the beginning of last season. Pretty much gave himself such a great cushion the second half of the season, was quite comfortable for him. This is not a good start for him.
No, absolutely. Like I was saying, it's there's some tricky tracks at the end of the calendar. So like if you're going to bank on a Canada, Singapore, or Saudi Arabia being tracked, you know what I mean? Like 3 out of the last 4 races, you're going to be hard pressed to score good points. If you make one little mistake, you could be out of the race. So this is the time you need to score. Obviously a DNF to start the title defense, not great, but Jinnett, very formidable. Sure, he'll be fine. He'll score lots of points this season, but at the moment, Packer looking very on form. And actually, just to point out, Packer did not pit there. So Packer on soft still, still leading the Grand Prix.
Just to expand upon on your point of the end of the season and those races, you get into some of these races towards the end of the season, and your race can be dictated by circumstances beyond your control, because you can't avoid incidents for the most part in some of these later tracks. So you can find yourself in a tight spot and not be able to get out of it. Whereas these early races, there's room for you to avoid carnage or avoid a driver if he's spinning, or they're not bouncing off the wall coming back, and before they ghost, you hit them. Yeah, rather interesting that Packer stayed out. I wonder what's going through his mind. I wonder if he expected more guys to stay out.
I'm wondering if he is maybe just banking on another safety car. Like we said, this is the first time in a while we've had 20 cars out there, so the odds of someone else crashing out in a position where it could cause a safety car are pretty high. There's still 19 cars out there. Those S's are very tricky, especially with tire wear, cold tires, any kind of weird circumstances. So, maybe he's thinking, oh, there'll be another safety car soon. I also think that he's perhaps concerned about traffic. Maybe just thinks being in clear air, he's clearly got the pace to just get away from everybody. But those old softs are going to be hurting him, I think, pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he's going to be coming in some traffic, obviously. The field will not have had enough time to spread out.
Alright, so safety car is ending. We're going to get things underway again, and Packer is going to decide when to punch the gas and get us racing again.
Interesting. Sharpshooter pitted for the softs. In
that is
position.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's not that bad. I think you can make that work.
Yeah, but you really sort of are banking on the safety car. I mean, I guess if he goes to the mediums later, he'll be fine.
Oh no, Scavney went around.
Oh,
he's okay.
That's very uncommon for Scavney. He usually doesn't have errors like that. Wonder if there's maybe contact or something.
No, didn't look like there was contact, and he didn't hit the wall either. So
there's Maverick, who started dead last. He's now P5. Making a move on Joshua there, getting through. So yeah, like you said, Joshua's sitting P6 right now. If things stay the way they are, and there's some sort of safety car where everybody ends up hitting, and the order remains unchanged, yeah, Joshua is sitting 6th, Puff in 4th, Maverick in 5th. So Puff and Maverick on track together again. A rivalry as old as time. Cue the Beauty and the Beast theme. Which one's the beauty, which one's the beast, nobody knows. No one's really sure. Care. Nobody cares. There he is, Adri. The latest meme in the ZOR Discord. Making moves, trying to get by Joshua. There's Rex right on his tail as well. Rex picks up a penalty. Or did he have that already?
He already had it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So Rex carrying a penalty. I have sort of ignored the penalty so far, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
There's
Rex has a
penalty.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't noticed. So much racing action. It's hard to pay attention to the stats.
Yeah, Packers making some good pace here, getting away from...
There's Fuzz down the inside. Him and RC going wheel to wheel into turn 1 and 2. And there's contact! RC and Fuzz again! It's season 4 or 3. I don't know what season it was. The Ferrari Calamity. That rivalry is very... Oh, leap move there! Oh, unbelievable move from T-Money. I don't know what he was thinking there. Was it T-Money that made that late dive? We got a yellow flag. Sharpshooter went around. That's not great. He was hanging out in my Twitch stream earlier. And he was saying he's racing on the wheel, switching from the pad. He's a little bit slower, but he's lacking the consistency as well. So he's had a moment there.
So Adri's picked up a 3-second penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, Adri on 8-lap-old mediums at this stage, and carrying a penalty, not great. Virtual safety car. Does anyone dive in now?
So Packer's been able to extend this. Oh, there we go. All right, we're back to green.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, Packer.
He's picked up at least...
Honestly, I thought Packer was still in the
down.
Williams because of the color of his logo, but he's in the Alpine. We haven't really shown him much today. Driving the Alpine, and he's, yeah. It was had a 3-second gap there, so his plan might be working if he's looking to extend. Mr. Joshua putting some pressure on Puck Digital here. Adri's out!
Oh my.
Oh, what an odd place to lose it as well. That's got to be a safety car.
Well, the field is far enough away. Maybe they don't.
Yeah, that's
safety
true.
car.
Sharpshooter coming through could trigger something, but probably be okay. So Adri, the second driver out. We got Jin and Adri out early in Season 7 here. First race of the season, and two guys that I expected to be scoring points today are out.
The two champions.
Yeah.
Tier 1 and Tier 2 champs are out.
Yeah, that's true. They are the highest ranked champions currently in ZOR, so it's a bad start to the season for these guys. RC doing alright. He's hanging on just outside the points there. He's on the right tires to maybe do some damage. He must have had some kind of moment because he's a little further away from the other guys that started on mediums.
I think we're getting into the interesting time now for Packer. What's he going to do? Is he going to go to hards? Or is he going to go to mediums, try to push them to the end? He can't have many more laps in those softs.
No, but he is gaining on Portuguese still, and as long as he's doing that, I think he should stay out.
Yep.
And he'll definitely get hards to the end from here. Maybe even mediums, honestly. And he's got the pace.
He could probably make the mediums go 20. If he can make these softs go 12, plus the qualifying laps, he should be able to bring the mediums to the end.
There's Hutaru making some defensive moves, but Goofy
Packer.
Gibbon is through. Yeah, that's not going to help him.
Packer just picked up a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, that's going to put him in a very different scenario now, I feel. Hutaru with an excellent exit here, and now he's putting the pressure on Gibbon again. Gibbon just turns it up another gear here, and looks like Fusion's also trying to have a look at Hutaru here. And Gibbon has dropped Hutaru. So Hutaru starting to struggle a little bit. It looked really strong at the start of the race, but maybe without that line, just kind of hard to hit the perfect spots. As your tires wear, you need to brake a little earlier and not put as much load through the corners. So the lack of, the game sort of tells you when you're carrying too much speed through corners, and that will be harder for him to gauge without the line on as the tires fade into the latter stages of the Grand Prix. Beck putting some pressure on Zamoglis now. We got Fusions and Hutaru side by side again. Sorry, Fusions overtaking Hutaru. Gibbon was the one that previously got away. So Hutaru loses another spot. Zamoglis and Beck trying to put some pressure on T-Money here. There's quite a few cars.
Must be giving up.
Yeah, he's like the cork in the bottle right now. Look at all the cars stuck behind T-Money. We're only 13 laps into this thing. We still got a fair ways to go. We're not even halfway. Zimagos a little wide there. You can see these tires just starting to struggle with the mediums. Yeah, he's pit. I'm not sure that these tires are going to go 20 plus laps because the guys that have gone 12, 13 are seeming to struggle. Packer has gone medium though. I will say, to be fair, we're looking at Zimagos the way he's driving the car on these older mediums. Zimagos has been a driver in the past that has struggled with his tire preservation. I found that when I raced with him or have watched him doing commentary, quite often his tires will drop off well before other drivers. He just really pushes and wrings the neck of the car, and that's why he's such a great driver to have in our group. But his tires do tend to fall off a little quicker than everyone else's. See if that reigns true today.
You know, I think Packers still in a good position if there is another safety car. He doesn't need to pit, and that will only help him extend those mediums.
He's behind
to the end.
A monstrous train, though. Like, is he gonna? I've seen him do it 100 times, but is he gonna be able to pick his way through this one without any incidents? Like, look at him go. He's absolutely on one today. Through the S's, he's making moves.
Yeah,
let's stay with Packer here. We'll follow him through this move. And there he goes. Down the inside on Fuzz. Taking candy from a baby.
High downforce will get you through those S's quite comfortably. You lose a lot coming down the straight.
But, he's nearly through here. He's about to get RC as well. Yeah, the extra grip he's got on those fresh mediums. Just picking these guys apart right now. And he's in just a little bit of clear air here. He doesn't have too much to worry about in front of him. All the guys in front shouldn't hold him up too much. He just made it through 5 cars quite quickly, so...
Yeah, and T-Money's probably going to be pitting in the next lap or two, so he won't be a concern for him either.
Trying to make a move on Zem there. Zem with a bit of a moment, and Beck, the opportunity arises. Tries to go around the outside, but Zimagos just being very elbows out, using up all the track there to make sure Beck can't get by. And now Beck has to yield, and he's put Rex right on his gearbox. So Rex trying to make moves here. Beck trying to make moves. Zimagos runs wide, picks up a penalty. No shock there. We've seen him run off the road a couple times. So, and there's a penalty for Maverick as well.
Wow. Yeah, penalties are adding up now.
Yeah, they're really getting there for everybody. The guys struggling for grip right now really are running wide and missing apexes, and it's hurting them and costing them with the time penalties. Got moves happening up here. Puff and Fusions. Fusions sails by. A little bit fresher tires. So he makes the overtake. Hotaru now closing on Puff. This will be interesting. Can Hotaru with no line and slightly fresher tires go get by Puff? Be an interesting little battle to keep an eye on. We'll jump back to Rex, putting pressure on Beck right now, and he's got Zimagos and Packer in tow. Packer making it look easy. Down the inside, wheel to wheel with Zimagos. And I believe virtual safety car. So I think Packer got that move done. He will hold that place. Virtual safety car.
Ooh.
If your No Mercy's retired.
Yeah, he had a 5-second penalty coming into the pits. He must have been upset about something.
I think he was just done with his night, it seems. Not sure what that VSC is for. Maybe just debris. But can the guys out front sneak into the pits here? Is it worth it? I think by the time you pit and get out, it'll be over. But if you're No Mercy or Gibbon, it might be worth the risk because you're right at the front.
Yeah, and
yeah, here he goes. Porchy dude pits. Gibbon does not.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Maverick does not either. I think if you're on the 16 lap mediums, you should be pitting.
Yeah, I agree.
Puff didn't pit either. This isn't Michael Massey. We're not going to get a safety car out of this.
Yeah, boy, that's a tough call. I mean, I don't know what their tire wear is like, but 16-lap-old mediums.
I mean, they're definitely
should
playing
be
for the
fine.
softs here, I think.
I would think so too. But they probably only need another 6, 7, 8 laps maybe on these mediums. Fusions with a drive-through. Ouch.
Yeah, that's
Now that puts you,
not
dude, and
something you want
Mr.
to be doing.
Joshua are both on fresh hards, as well as Zomoglis. I don't know how comfortable they are going to be on those hards, but obviously they can go the rest of the way.
You know, the VSC lasted a fair amount of time there, so those guys that did pit did gain quite a bit of an advantage by getting their tires swapped there. Like, they're really not far off the field.
Bushy into the wall. Lost his wing coming into the amphitheater, whatever we want to call it. So he's going to be boxing right now.
The stadium?
The stadium, thank you.
There we go. Yeah. The amphitheater. That's
you know what
it's a little off. I gotta say, it's a little off, but we'll roll with it. How much whiskey did you pour? Oh no! Look at the contact here. Packer and is that Beck as well? Packer and Beck get into it, and surely Packer's picked up damage from that. It should have been job done, easy peasy for Packer, and he's got a ton of wing damage. He doesn't look like he's got grip right now.
It doesn't look like he has damage, but
no, it doesn't. See how he takes this corner.
Yeah, you probably can tell better from his driving.
Yeah, he's really lifting here. I think he's got some damage for sure.
He certainly has his end plates.
He might be okay. He looked okay through there. He might be trying to preserve. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on his pace. But really, you know, like, as much as we know Packer's great at overtaking and he makes his way, carves his way through the field quite often when he does things like this, you look back and you go, if you just pit under the safety car, does that happen? Does that happen? I don't know. It's just, the more cars you need to overtake, the more likely something's going to go wrong. It's sort of like gambling in a sense, right? Like, it's not just about the driving, because you don't know what the other guy's going to do at any given moment. That's the human element to league racing.
He's still not that far out of the net lead, really. I mean, everybody in front of him has to pit.
Yeah, he's still in a good spot. I'm just saying, like, he should be galloping away with this thing based on what we saw so far. And he's now gotten caught up with another driver. And it's just, I suppose he was always going to have to make some overtakes, no matter where he pit or when. But he gave himself a lot of work to do and then ended up getting tangled up with another car. So that's all I'm trying to say. Just this, you know, it's one of those things where you look back and go, I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times that I've questioned it and said, why would he do that to himself? Just take the easy pit stop. And then he goes and absolutely obliterates everyone and wins the race. And I look like an idiot. So it has happened plenty of times, but it's just one of those moments. And like you were saying, it's round one. Get as many points as you can in the bag, right? Like,
absolutely. Finish the race in the points.
Sound, safe decisions. So I wouldn't say it was aggressive to stay out, but it was maybe optimistic or overly optimistic. It looks like he's doing okay though. I don't think he's losing a tremendous amount of time. So
Fusion's served his drive-through penalty on that lap.
Okay, so Fusion's drive-through is done, but he still is probably going to have to pit again. We got a little scrap going on for P6 here. Portudude and Scavney giving Fuzz some trouble. So Portudude on the fresh hards, looking pretty good right now. He could be on for P2 here if Packer gets to the end with a nice gap. Porchy Dude really wants to get this move done on Fuzz, because that would free him up and put him into some clear air, and the guy he's chasing is in the net lead, like you said. So this could be a podium for Porchy Dude if he gets through clean here and can kind of just take these tires to the end. Joshua as well, looking really good. Potential podium spot here. Obviously, 16 laps to go, a lot could change, but...
Interesting to see how Fuzz's 15-lap-old mediums... Oh, I guess they're not going to hold up very well against that Porchy Dude, because Porchy's already passed them.
Yeah, Porchy... I was figuring he would always get by on the DRS, but it does seem like the hards are a little... through these high-speed sections, they just don't seem to have the bite you need to just really chuck it around. So, I think maybe in a lap or two he'll be able to put a little more load through them, but 3 laps into the hard stint, they should be working pretty nicely. So
yeah, the guys behind him are 15-lap-old mediums and 13-lap-old mediums. So the 4 drivers behind him are on some very old mediums. He's gotten by him. He should be pretty comfortable right now. Safe.
Yeah, so we're jumping to this battle with Fusions, Beck, Joshua, and Rex. So Joshua and Rex looks like they're going to the end. T-Money as well, actually, but he's about 4 seconds adrift right now, so he's got some work to do. But these guys are very close to one another and could very well slow each other down and potentially bring T-Money into the mix. But it is for points. Beck, the last points position at the moment, and he's under threat for that. Got Joshua making a move, trying to get by Rex here. Doesn't look like he got it done. Those hard tires, just a little less grip, and Rex on the mediums trying to get to the end. So if Joshua plays this right, I think he'd have the right amount of grip at the end to probably get that position from Rex. So he doesn't really need to do anything drastic right now. T-Money doesn't seem to be threatening from behind.
It looks to me that everybody except for Packer and that Porchy Dude ahead of Rex. We're going to have to pit again. They're on 14 to 16 lap old, 21 lap old mediums.
Yeah, Puff's
so
really extended that stint here. He's definitely going to put the softs on, I think.
He definitely needs some help with a safety car. Or
he's pit. You think he's going for softs? I don't know if they're going to get to the end. He's going softs. Interesting.
He could make them. He can make them work.
Especially if a safety car comes out, but I mean, it looked like that was the game plan all along because he didn't take the opportunities with the safety car. Here we go. A little bit of racing action. We got the AlphaTauri of Beck in front of Rex and Fusions tucked in behind. And Fusions runs really wide there.
Geez, don't look now, but T-Money is looking pretty good right now, too.
Like for a top 5, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best that he could do, depending on what else happens. But yeah, well, there are a lot of cars in front of him that have to pit.
I would think Puff will get by T-Money, but will he be able to stay in front of T-Money by the end of the race with the tire difference there?
He needs to be very, very efficient and get these moves done without too much effort.
Absolutely.
On the tires.
Fuzz putting some pressure on Scabney here. Let's take a look at the penalties really quick. They are becoming a factor as we reach the end of the Grand Prix. Puff with 6 seconds. Zamagos with 6 seconds. Bushy Baboon with 8. Beck with 9. 6 for Rex, 6 for Fusions. So most of the penalties where the guys are near one another are relatively similar, so they probably will balance themselves out. Here comes Beck.
Packer with another penalty.
Well, that's important for sure.
Right on cue.
6 seconds of penalties, and Porchy Dude is only 6 seconds behind Packer. Very interesting stuff. And he's got a better compound to extend into the Grand Prix. So we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, Packer has pace. He definitely can probably cement that gap, but it's not as in the bag as he hoped at this point.
So Alt Maverick's taken his tires, his mediums, 23 laps, and that's basically what Packer's going to have to do to get to the end of the race. So it's doable. Just how much pace is he going to lose to that Porchy dude?
Yeah, Porchy dude really dropping tenths right now, so Packer might be okay here. Puff eating chunks out of T-Money, so Puff looks like, I would say points are on for Puff. He's probably got a nice undercut on these guys that haven't pit off the mediums. Puff should get a really good undercut on these guys that are currently pitting. Let's see how that pans out. Maverick
in the pit.
Just leaving the pit lane. Here comes T-Money. And Puff Digital round behind T-Money. So, looks like Puff got a few guys, but he's going to have to do some chasing as well. And these guys that are extending on the mediums are going to continue to slow and struggle as they stay out longer. So Puff could probably jump them if they have to pit again as well. Interesting strategies here tonight.
You know, I guess if I were Jeff talking to Puff and I had an engineer that really knew how to figure this shit out, I might be telling Puff to just manage his tires at this point, because there are at least 3 cars, four drivers in front of him that likely have to pit again, and he's not too far behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes Maverick down the inside into the stadium section. Beautiful overtake there from Maverick. Those fresh softs doing wonders for him. And we have a pit stop from Gibbon coming. He's got the fresh softs on. See who he loses out to. Fortunately, should go sailing by. Gibbon on soft tires, actually. Honestly, I kind of overlooked this, but Gibbon pitting for Sauce, I think that's a podium for Gibbon. And Hotaru, he needs to pit again, but currently sitting P2. Big moment there for Fusions. That's put Maverick in a position to overtake. See all the pickup on Fusion's tires there as Maverick sails by.
Kind of surprised to see that we've only had 3 DNFs. Pleasantly surprised, I should say. I don't want anybody to crash out, but thought that there might be a little bit more futility.
Sorry to the guys asking for penalties for so long. I honestly, it took me forever to realize that I should show them. I haven't been paying attention in the chat. I've been absolutely enthralled with this race. It's been fantastic so far. There's been so much action.
Penalties for you.
Up and down the field. But yeah, GP can run you through the penalties. I already showed them a few minutes ago, but they probably changed since then, honestly.
Yep,
so feel free.
Packer with 6, Hotaru with 3, Rex with 6, Maverick 3, 9 for Beck, 3 for T-Money, 6 for Puff, 6 for Zamoglis, 3 for Scavney. Fusions has 9, Bushy Baboon has 8, and Fuzz has 3.
Oh, Puff had a moment, and so did T-Money. T-Money ran wide. Puff had an old tank slapper there, and he didn't get the exit he would have hoped for after watching T-Money nearly run into the barricade on the runoff.
Yeah, so Packer in the lead with 6 seconds. Hotaru behind him with 3. So right now, Hotaru has the lead.
Hotaru is surely going to the end at this stage, right?
He would have to.
You can't pit now.
Or he's probably hoping for a VSC at the right time, or a full safety car.
Has Gibbon not done a lap yet, or is it bugged? Because 0 laps seems a little ridiculous.
I'm sorry, the question was?
Okay, no. I was saying, did Gibbon do a lap yet? He's got a lap tag for his tire usage now. It just said 0 laps still, and I was like, I feel like he's been on those softs for quite some time, but here we go. Rex and Portugal. Whoa, big moment there. I thought Maverick had gone off the track there. Thought he was out.
Smooth.
You gonna sing a little Sade for us there, GP?
What's that?
You gonna sing a little Sade for us, smooth operator?
Smooth operator. You don't want to hear me
Yeah,
sing.
yeah. I love the saxophone. That's the best part for sure. Yeah, great tune. Beautiful voice on Sade as well. Carlos Sainz not far off.
So, I don't know how I missed this, but Goofy and Maverick, they're on fresh sauce, and they are right there.
I think we're going to switch to penalties. I think the tires have become a little bit irrelevant for the next few laps. We're going to keep an eye on the penalty gap here so everybody can see the intervals with the penalties alongside for the next couple laps. Here comes Maverick trying to get by Rex. We'll check on the tires again in a few laps just to see if anyone had swapped them out or how long everybody had gone, but penalties for sure should be up at the moment.
I can tell you that Hotaru's tires are 23 laps old. Mediums.
They are very old. And he's trying to hang on, but he's getting picked off here. Maverick and Rex closing in quickly. No penalties for Gibbon, so he's in a great... Gibbon could win this Grand Prix right now, and he is closing on Packer. Gibbon in a fantastic position to win this race. He's got 2.5 seconds to spare here and wins the Grand Prix. If he picks up a penalty, he's still sort of eroding that gap to the level where he might win it still. Rex picks up a penalty.
And if I were if I were Jeff, I'd be telling him exactly that. Manage your tires, be careful, you've got this win. Just stay with him. You don't need to be overly aggressive.
Exactly. And it's not far to go now. It looks like we have about 7 laps left in the Mexican Grand Prix. Round 1 of Season 7. 7 laps to go. Packer in the lead, but he will be jumped by Gibbon on penalties. Hotaru trying to get on the podium as well. About to be passed by Maverick. Maverick looking to snag a P2 here. The Alpine driver teamed up with Packer once more. And looking to secure a 1-2 here. Gibbon trying to disrupt that. And Hotaru hanging on for dear life on very, very old tires. If you're just joining us, we will show you the tire life of every driver here. If you're just joining us, where the hell have you been? Should have been here from the start. Season 7. 20 drivers out here tonight. That's some good stuff.
My forecast is this is the best season for ZOR to date. Upcoming season.
Fully agree and hope that you're right. Because it's better for me, it's better for the viewers, it's better for the growth of the league, and I honestly do think it's very well balanced this year. Tier 2 and Tier 3 I think will also be extremely competitive, so just because the number's higher doesn't mean it's necessarily better racing. All 3 tiers, very well balanced, full of very talented drivers, and all worth watching, so make sure you subscribe, make sure you tune in weekly, 3 nights a week. Tier 1 goes Monday. Tier 2 is on Wednesday, and Tier 3 is on Thursday, so we'll be at Mexico all week. Make sure you tune in for those as well. Go ahead, Gene.
Great drivers up and down each tier. Everybody, it seems to me, everybody, and I've been around for a little while, everybody is a great driver that is also conscientious. There's no reckless drivers, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. That, you know, you could be aggressive, but there is a fine line between aggressive and reckless. And I think the vast majority of these guys can be aggressive without being reckless. And that's exciting, because there's a lot of good racing when that happens.
Absolutely. Speaking of aggressive, Goofy Gibbon right on the gearbox of QBR Packer. He's carrying no penalties, and he's about to overtake for the lead in round 1 of Season 7. Gibbon moves ahead, and not to say I told you so, but we go back to what I was saying earlier about Packer with not pitting when the advantage was given, and you know,
he went wide.
Yeah, he went very wide there, and he's been overtaken for the lead, and is carrying a good heap of penalties as well. So Packer looked like clearly the quickest driver out here. Looked like he had a win in the bag. Maybe just put a little too much onus on his race pace here, thinking that this making the smart moves with the safety car, the VSC, etc., wouldn't be as important because he had the outright pace, and it's turned out to be Gibbons' day because he is in the lead, carrying no penalties on a fresh set of softs. Phenomenal job from Goofy Gibbon here. Yeah. We got Puff Digital putting some pressure on Joshua. That's another old rivalry. Goes back to season 3, I believe. And I will say, a testament to this league, a lot of these names have been here for 4, 5, 6 seasons. Sometimes even 7 seasons. And really that core group is what keeps this thing rolling. It's what keeps this thing beautiful. It's what keeps it competitive and forward thinking. And yeah, I mean, if season 7 isn't the best season ever, then what the hell are we doing out here, right? Oh, Beck is out. Beck out very late in the race. Could this a safety car with 3 laps to go?
Oh
no, Michael,
God.
no.
So
it's so not right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is really going to pay off for the guys that don't have penalties.
Oh my. So Goofy's on 6-lap old softs. Does he pit? He's got Packer on 18-lap old mediums.
No, I don't think Gibbon pits here. I just can't see that being a good idea. His tires are okay, right? Or does he pit?
Packer pit.
Packer pit.
Goofy stayed out. Yeah, so Goofy's just got to really take care of his tires here on these pace laps or safety car laps. It's probably going to be a 1-lap race, and he needs to make sure that his tires are ready to go because these guys behind him are going to be...
Oh, yeah. Where does Packer come out? Packer feeds out into 7th. I think he can win this thing from 7th, honestly. And here I am. Sitting here going, oh, I told you so. And then he's going to go and win the damn thing, and I'm going to have to face him in the interview. No, he's got the penalties, though. Those are what's going to hurt him. And honestly, the guys with no penalties that stayed out, I think that's a brilliant decision because the odds that you're going to lose that much time that you not pitting will hurt you drastically is pretty slim, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at the penalties here, unfortunately, Rex in P2 right now has 9 seconds in penalties, and Puff has 6.
Safety car in this lap. Oh my lord, it is Michael Massey. How did he get into the league? Who let him run this thing?
And I was just going to pay homage to the wonderful admins that we have. Apparently there's a leak. There's a crack in the foundation.
Thought I was the crack in the foundation. I left already.
I think we have many cracks in this foundation.
Yeah, no. It can be a frustrating thing, and that's why I don't do it anymore, honestly. It feels it's like a thankless job, but you know what? I've had a nice break, so if we lose some guys and we need someone to step up, I can always step in there and rule with an iron fist once more.
Yeah.
We're racing again, though, unbelievably. And pitting for those soft tires is going to give Packer a big advantage because he's going to have a fair amount of time to use them. He's gone down the inside here. Very late move. Him and T-Money wheel to wheel. And T-Money says, no, sir. That is my position. You can't just bully your way through here. T-Money doing everything he can to fight this, but Packer with superior grip just goes around the outside.
Yeah, T-Money's tires are 17 lap old mediums, so it was not his fight to win.
Yeah, the penalties will leave up to the end of the race here. Why did Maverick pit, someone asks? Probably tires. I don't know. We've seen some crazy stuff in F1 lately. 3 laps to go, safety car pit stops are not the craziest thing we've seen. Okay, they might be. They're probably the craziest thing we've seen. Here comes Packer, though. Trying to get it done.
He's got this one now.
Like I said, though, it's the last lap of the race, and he hasn't got it done. It's the last lap of the race, though, and these guys without penalties are just going to keep these places anyways. So Packer goes through, but Joshua's going to easily get that place back.
Zamoglis. 5-second penalty for Zamoglis. He was in 16th, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone to retire in the pits there. Just had enough for the night. I don't know why he wouldn't just finish one lap. Like, no offense to Moglis, but just finish one lap and you're done.
Finish.
Yeah. I get it, but, like, I don't really get it either. Here comes Packer. He's heading to the outside line as they head to the stadium section now. Can he get it done? Sweeps across. Superior grip once more. So he's up a couple places, but really, he's going to lose all this ground here. That is it. Goofy Gibbon. Round the final corner. Brilliant race strategy. Pulls it off for the victory on round 1 of Season 7. Packer takes P2. Portudude takes P2. Joshua takes P3. Unbelievable stuff.
Those
Joshua,
penalties.
Let's check out the position change for some of the unbelievable stuff. Portudude up 16. Joshua up 14 places. Who's driver of the day? It's got to be Portudude just because he got 2 extra. What a ridiculous result for those guys. Portudude, Joshua, and Gibbon. Fantastic strategy. Great driving tonight. Packer snags P4. He was the quickest guy out there by a mile, but didn't make the greatest decisions, and it's cost him a few points tonight.
My apologies out to Josh. I thought he might finish top, around 5th place. He got on the podium.
Yeah, you underestimated him. How dare you?
Yeah, great job.
And I thought you were bold.
Yeah, what did he start, like
17th?
16th or 17th?
17th.
Yeah.
Again, Portudude was like 18th or something. It's just insane.
I would say, I can't know this, obviously. I don't study this, but I really, when I hear Josh or see Josh on the track, model of consistency is no big bells and whistles. It's just all business and pace and be smart. Don't make mistakes. And obviously paid off big time here in the first race.
Absolutely. That's how I used to run things when I was a driver. Like, qualifying was a disaster for me every single week. And then somehow I'd end up scoring podiums, good chunks of points. It's just all race pace and being smart and making the right choices at the right time. So, Gibbon wins it. Portudude 2nd. Joshua's 3rd. Packers 4th. Scabney's 5th. Rex is 6th. T-Money takes 7th. Pup Digital 8th. RC is 9th. Buzz gets the final point. P10. We called it. We said Fuzz and Puff would both get points. Good call. Maverick takes 11th. Sharpshooter is 12th. Hutaru is 13th. Fusion's 14th. Baboon 15th. Samogla 16th. Beck 17th. 18th for No Mercy. Adri 19th. And Jinnit 20th. Jinnit needs a good result next week. He said he might stop racing on Mondays, but Jinnit, you need to race on Mondays, alright? You're the quickest. You're one of the quickest guys here. It's the quickest night. We need you out there. Don't lose hope. It's one bad race. You got 19 more to go. You're going to be fine.
That sounds like he feels like somebody might have affected his race.
Yeah, I agree. But
those are comments. When you make your own mistakes, you're frustrated with yourself, I guess, and you don't say you're going to potentially not race again, but...
how do we add people to this?
So you're taking the lead on the interviews, I heard, right? Well, this is not preseason
Did you
anymore.
not?
We need.
No, hold on now. You stepped up there to do round 1. Are you trying to tell me? How do I add people to the party though?
You've been doing this a whole lot longer than I have.
Okay, hang on. Oh, that's not it. Okay, here we go. I figured it out. Goofy Gibbon, right? Goofy Gibbon, Joshua, Porchy Dude. That one Porchy Dude, don't worry. I've managed to dig it out of my absolutely scrambled brain today. Oh, I don't have him as a friend, so we're gonna have to search. I think so. I got him here, I think. Yeah, don't worry, I got it. We should be okay now. I'm gonna head over to the showroom, get these guys in here. Goofy Gibbon has joined.
Hey boys.
Hey Goofy, how are you?
Good, how you guys doing?
Good.
Got a win finally. Here we go.
Great job.
You know, I've put up the AlphaTauri, but what car are you in this year, Gibbon?
Mercedes.
Alright, I knew that.
Yep.
There we go.
Bump
The
up.
Mercedes is up. Everybody, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna get used to the cars for a few races, I have to admit.
It's gonna be hard to get used to people in different cars and stuff.
I'm just going by the name. Porchy Dude is in. We're waiting for one more. GP, are you gonna make me lead this? Because I am fully unprepared. I am, by this point of the race, I have no cognitive ability left. So, if you're forcing me to do it, I'll pull something out of the hat. But
I'll start.
all right, you start.
Who finished third? I prefer to start with third place.
Joshua, I believe.
That was the McLaren, Mr. Joshua.
Mr. Joshua,
gentlemen.
Mr. Joshua, if you watch the race back, you'll find that my apology for picking you to finish 5th was very, very wrong. Congratulations on your podium.
Thank you.
Thank you. Always consistent. Always consistent. What was your strategy? I mean, you went out. I think you only qualified or attempted to qualify on the medians, correct?
Nope. I only did 2 soft runs. So it's with Mexico.
Okay.
The strategies are there's so many different strategies that can come into play. You can do a 1-stop. You can do a 2-stop. So my strategy in qualifying was only to do 2 runs, no matter how bad or good they were. And that way I had 2 sets of fresh mediums for the race, as well as a fresh set of softs.
Okay.
And just the way everything played out, there was a VSC, I think around 16, 17, and I was able to pit under that VSC to go to the hards, to go to the end, and that's what helped me get there. I did the 1-stop that way. And then the other thing around Mexico is avoiding penalties. If you notice, everybody on the podium did not have a penalty, whereas if you look down the rest of the finishing results, that ended up being a big factor in finishing positions.
Huge, huge, absolutely. Was there any point in the race where you were concerned with your strategy, that it might not pan out for you?
Nope, not really. I was more expecting around a 6th, 7th place finish until that last safety car. Once that safety car came out, since I was penalty free, I'm like, oh, this is a great opportunity. I chose to stay out just because I knew there wouldn't be a DRS, but maybe 1 lap, and that ended up making the difference, in my opinion. I think Packer was the only one that pitted that was able to get by me on his fresh softs.
Now, if you had to do it over again, would you do anything different?
Nope. I'm in P3, so that works for me. So.
Okay.
I'll take
that was
that
a
every
dumb
race.
question. That was a dumb question.
Do you want me to take over now, or what?
Hey, jeez, bro.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, again, congratulations, and your pace, overall pace. Were you happy with that?
No, I think it was a little off the pace, in my opinion. I would have liked to have been about half a second quicker on whatever tire I was on than where I was at, but I did sacrifice some rear wing to make sure I had some straight line speed, and that's where Puff, if you watched around like lap 29, 30, 31, he was on fresher softs, but he couldn't get by me because I went with a lower downforce setup, and that was making, I'm sure he was getting very frustrated via that.
So you were able to get through the technical sections and
Yep,
stay comfortably ahead.
It's so hard to pass, so he just stayed behind me, and then we get to the straights again, and he just didn't have the straight line speed to get by me. So I'm sure he was getting frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean,
again, great.
I mean, you can't blame him. He's in the Ferrari now, so he's choosing the Ferrari strategies. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, again, great job. Great start to the season. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Yep, and nice job to the top two runners as well, too.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, Big Guy.
Oh, you're making me take over now? All right. All right, so we're going to move on to Porchy Dude. Brilliant drive today. I think you gained 16 places from your qualifying result. Obviously, rarely gets much better than that. Were you terribly concerned about your qualifying spot, or did you know that the race strategy was sort of king here going into the Grand Prix? What were you thinking after qualifying?
Honestly, just stay out of trouble, to be honest, because I knew the start was going to be hectic. That's why I'm not sure if you guys noticed on the stream, I gained about 10 or 11 spots in the first corner alone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did.
We did. Catch that.
But, just to confirm, my voice is on the broadcast, correct? Because I had to change the settings.
Let me double check real quick. I don't know if anybody's still hanging out in chat, but, I hear myself. Do we hear Porchy Dude in the interviews here? I don't know. Just say something, Porchy Dude. I'll see.
Yeah, I heard my voice on there.
You're good? Alright.
Yep. But as far as strategy goes, I mean, I was mainly, just running my own race, not worrying about anyone else, because I knew people were going to get penalties, and I knew at the end of the race there was going to be a safety car, and sure enough, it came at the perfect time for me to stay out, because there's no reason to pit with, less than, pretty much coming to 2 to go, and then not being able to pass anyone, because it's really hard to pass without DRS. It's pretty much just a train from there on out.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying towards the end. I was like, the guys with no penalties, no matter what tire you're on, if you see the guys like Packer pitting for fresh tires, it's really not a terrible concern, because with like 2 laps of racing, he's not going to build 6, 9 or 12-second gaps on you like some of the other guys were carrying, even if they had managed to get by. So it definitely was the right choice, I think, with no penalties, to stay out on whatever tire you were on with only a few laps to go. So we're going to move on to the race winner. It's Goofy Gibbon snagging the first win of the season here. Season 7. Round 1.
Goofy.
How does it feel to win the first race of the season? I mean, we were saying how important it is to score points early. The end of the season, there's some tricky tracks where one mistake could put you out of the race. So you want to be bagging as many points as you can early on in the season. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm feeling great. Honestly, put a lot of emphasis on trying to be good with not picking up a penalty this race. I knew Mexico was big on picking up warnings and stuff on the S section and stadium section, so I tried to be as safe as possible. But at the same time, I kind of knew I had good pace around here too, so I went into qualifying pretty confident, and didn't really put a lap together, and then I think I started 7th, so I had good opportunity going into the race, pick up positions, and kind of what I did early. I picked up a couple spots, and then over the course of the race, my pace just kind of shone through, and I got up to the top.
Yeah, it was a brilliant drive, and obviously, like we were saying, the penalties made a huge difference, especially with the late safety car. Not having penalties, no matter even if you were overtaken on track, you would have been okay, but you had those fresh softs on, and you had cleared Packer even with the penalties. You were ahead on track, so obviously you kind of had that master stroke strategy decision today, and it put you in a position to outright win the race on track regardless of penalties. So had to feel pretty confident in those final few laps, knowing the safety car came out and being like, well, I'm pretty much ready to win this thing anyway.
Didn't really have to do anything there, just kind of safely bring it home.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great feeling. Just bring it home, whether it's a podium win, even just some points, whatever you're fighting for, whatever you're hoping for. When you're in that bring it home position, it's such a nice feeling. And to do that in the first round of the season, pretty impressive. Really good start to the season, and you had some great results through season 6. One of the quicker drivers had some bad luck at times, but yeah, starting the season off on a win, 25 points in the bag. You're ahead, I'm assuming, at 7 points in the championship, depending on the fastest lap, obviously. But going into round 2, leading the championship, I mean, that's a good feeling. It's just something to build on, and keep that mentality, driving safe, driving smart, and making good decisions and not getting penalties, and who knows how it'll end up by round 20. So.
Yep, you said it.
Can I be selfish here?
Yes, you can.
I'd like to ask Goofy.
Goofy. What's going on, Gooby?
All right. So, and actually, this applies to everybody, but I mean, so Goofy, was there ever a point where you were questioning your strategy or your tires, hoping for a VSC or even a safety car? Were you concerned at any point during the race that things weren't really going your way?
I might have to go back and look at my race as a whole to know for sure, but I think, do you remember when the first safety car came out? I think it was like lap 4. My strategy was always going to be soft, medium, soft, so I was thinking right as I pitted, like, maybe this is too early, maybe I'm going to be like struggling on the softs at the end or the mediums, trying to go too far, but I think it worked out because my mediums were not hurting too bad by the time I pitted, so
okay.
I don't think I was ever too worried, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you were, because the first thing I would expect that if you were worried you would have spelled it out right away. Yeah, I was worried about this. How about Josh? Were you ever concerned that your tire situation, your strategy, your plan was going to be thwarted by the way the race was going?
No, it's because I got the pit under a VSC, so I saved probably 8 to 10 seconds there. My mediums were still in good shape. I could have kept going on them. And I think I pitted on lap 16, 17. I knew the hards would easily make it to the end. It's just a matter if there was a late safety car or something like that. I still had a fresh set of softs I could have gone to too. So I was in a good position either way.
You were comfortable the whole time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, until that last safety car came out, I was probably P7, maybe P6 based on penalties. But that last safety car really brought me up into this podium spot.
Awesome. So, Porchy, same question. Were you ever in doubt? Were you questioning your strategy or trying to recalibrate your strategy, if you will?
No, not really. I mean, just like the race start, I was just planning on doing mediums to hards without any concern. Because, like I said before, I knew people were going to get penalties, so I was just, it's just about managing my own race, no matter, how slow I may go. Because I'd rather just go slow rather than get penalties left and right, like some people did. So that's honestly the big thing when it comes to this stuff, especially at a track like Mexico, because I know the S's can be tricky for some people.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you guys. That's all for me, Bigger.
All right, I'm ready to wrap things up. That's it for round 1 of Tier 1, Season 7 premiere. Wednesday night we'll have Tier 2, and Thursday night we'll have Tier 3. We should have brand new commentary teams to roll out for you guys on those nights, and we'll let those guys carry things through the season. I'll always be around for extreme emergency backup if we need it. So we'll try to get you streams 3 nights a week here, every week, barring extreme circumstances. So Zenith Online Racing Season 7 underway. Round 1 in the books. And Goofy Gibbon has won it. Or is it Bushy Baboon?
No, I think you had it right.
Yeah, it's Goofy Gibbon. It's Goofy Gibbon. I'm still, you damn monkey guys. Are you both Mercedes again this year?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And your brothers, correct?
Yeah, we are brothers.
Why did you guys do that to me? Can't one of you be like some other mammal? Like,
Just remember G and B. Double G, double B.
double G, double B. Alright, that's how I remember it. No. I pretty much had it all figured out last season. I just, you know, without any, like, names in front of me on the screen. Like, those are my cues. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, so, anyway. But, that's it for round 1. We'll catch you guys Wednesday night for Tier 2. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, and make sure you catch up on the old seasons if you have some time to kill. Have a good night.